Welcome to my newest video. My name is LookAtTheBacon and here is my set 8 update. This time with not only one but stunning 8 deck lists. You heard it right, 8. I made 4 competitive ones, 2 semi-competitive ones and 2 fun ones. So let's dive right into the action and start with something tried and tested. And I want to go with blue steel, which I think will definitely be back in form of the Kiwi burst list, like a Harlan Sweetie inspired list. We have 60 cards, 39 inkables with the standard 8 1-drops, Mickey Mouse and Robin Hood. Then on 2 we have 3 Calhoun, which is great on the draw, and 4 Smee. On 3 we have 3 Lawrence, or a mixture of 2 and 1-drops. And then on 4 we want to curve out either with Miss Bianca, a Pluto, or ideally an Arthur. Now you say, oh my gosh, isn't this bad if you skip your draw step? Actually it isn't, because at the beginning of the game we can, for instance, mulligan for a dog, or we can mulligan for a desperate plan, or we can even hold a Honey World. And Bianca, for instance, can wheel because she costs 6. And yeah, we have enough draw in the deck to support to play a card like Arthur. I think Arthur is an underrated card. I think in a curve deck like this he can absolutely work, because 4 costs 6/6. That quest for 3 is just an insane body. If the enemy doesn't have Maui in red, it will be very hard to deal with this card, because Zeus only does 5 damage, and yeah. So I think it's a great addition to the list. The rest is relatively standard. We have 3 Cogsworth to protect ourselves from steel. We have 3 Chanpos, which is amazing against red-purple and can also wheel. And of course we have the Robin Hood shift line on 3 if we don't have the Lawrence. Then we can spam Pete's to prevent B-preps and stuff like that. And also, of course, we have removal in form of the 4 strength, and we can protect against B-preps as well with 3 MacDuck mana. I want to also highlight the Desperate Plan here. I think this card is great. It's an additional dock, so to say, because if you're ever empty, you just play this and have 3 new cards. In my opinion, this is absolutely amazing, and you will see this card quite often in the future in curve decks like this. So let's move on to the next list. I called it Bogo Fasa Bodyguard. Shout out to a good friend of mine, Nos, who's a training partner of mine, and yeah, he came up with the idea to say, okay, let's focus on the new Chief Bogo and spam 5 cost characters and also spam bodyguards, so that he is the highest cost card in the deck and that he can cheat out everything that you draw, basically. And why not pair it with Mufasa to double the fun? Because we have 53 characters, also again 60 cards, 39 inkables. Nothing changed here. And yeah, the bodyguards are 3 times the prince. Then we have 4 times Pluto, 3 times Bagheera, and 3 times Janpo. This is, I think, 13 bodyguards. You can even ramp this up. You can also include the small prince, the other one on the horse. I don't know the name right now, from Steel. And yeah, we have also, again, the strength for removal. And we have also the wheel to refill our hand. I also included 1 beast. You could up the count of beast if you want to. We also have the Rapunzel for redraw, but I think the deck is very straightforward and is a little bit adjacent to the Kiwi burst. This is just a curve deck where you protect yourself from B-prep with Pete and Mufasa, and yeah, cheat some cards out with Bogo and Mufasa. I think this will be an archetype. I'm sure that this will be become meta relevant, because this is like Steel Fasa on the max, to the max. You know what I mean? It's like a ramped up version of a Steel Fasa. And even if you don't have stuff like this, you can still just play on curve. Play Daisy into Smee, into Lawrence, into Rapunzel or Pluto into Sad Beast or Genpo or Robin Hood. I mean, this is an insane curve anyway. So yeah, you can also play it just on curve like Kiwi Birds, and you don't need to cheat with Mufasa and Bogo to even be viable. On to the third deck, because I think this one doesn't need so much explanation and also doesn't have that many new cards. It's the yellow purple one, which I called Shift Gears because it's very fast. You have 60 cards, 39 ink builds again, which is oddly funny because I didn't plan this anyway. You have 12 1-drops. I included the new Palace Guard because I think it's amazing. One for the quest for one, inkable. I mean, Vanish. If Steel deck storms this, I think we are still fine. It's okay for us to lose this card because then everything else doesn't get stormed, so I don't think it's that bad. And to cycle with a library. And then you come into the cheat territory where the Huey, the new card, will cheat something. 2 ink, 2/3 quest for 1. Whenever this character quests, you pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. And then on 3, the lady, it can also cheat something like a Lido, a Huey, or all the 1-drops and stuff like that. And you have even more to cycle with the library. So now you say you have no interaction with the enemy. Yes, you have. You have crabs and foxes. You have a Shadow Finder, and you have the Belle and Elsa package. And for redraw, you have Rapunzel and Genie and Friends. And for additional removal and protection, you have 2 worlds against red decks to get rid of the Maui Shark, and 3 bare necessities to snipe a Beeper. I also want to test the Goofy, the 4-mana 3/4 quest for 2. At the end of your turn, you may remove up to 1 damage from each of your other characters. Ready each character you remove damage from this way. If you are on the play and have the tempo on your side, you can just slam this down and even quest the enemy out because you can re-ready your stuff. I think it's a great addition. And if you don't need it and you're on the draw and you need to catch up, you need your foxes and crabs and stuff like that, you just ink it. It's worth a try in my opinion. And I think this deck is really great and can do a lot of things. Just test it out yourself when set 8 rotates in. Then, on to the next deck. Orange Songs. I saw this topping 1 or 2 events lately, and so I took it and made some adjustments of my own and did a little bit of playtesting. And yeah, I think this is currently the best version because on 1 you just drop the Mirabelle Madrigal and get a free lore, because you have so many songs in 24 that you will always have a song in your hand. And then on 2 you either drop the Ursula or you just play Tears and Ambitions and snipe your own Madrigal to get rid of a 1-drop. For instance, in purple you can get rid of a Broom or a Journalbox Followers or Diablo or stuff like that. Or against green you can even snipe a Diablo from the enemy, which he maybe shifted on turn 1 or turn 2 and stuff like that. Yeah, and then you can also additionally drop the Mother Gothel and then heal it back up with the Rapunzel. On 3 you're like a Steel Song build where you search with Ariel and search what you want, and you have so many options here. You can snipe something with bare necessities, you can kill or rather banish the bigger minions with World's Greatest. If he has big bombs that are alone on the board, you can sing Beaking with the Ursula or the Ariel or the Rapunzel, stuff like that. And you also have big removal spells like Be Prep yourself and comeback potential in Pirate Slave or game ending potential in Pirate Slave together with the Shark. The greatest thing about this deck is the Record Drive in my opinion, because people underestimate it. That you probably will always get the 2 lore, because you just take either your Ariel or your Rapunzel, and the crazy thing is that if you have them back in your hand, you can either choose the Rapunzel for redraw or the Ariel for refilling your hand with songs. So yeah, both are amazing to take back, and this deck just clicks. And you say, oh my gosh, where are the new cards? Just the Madrigal? No. We also have It Means No Worries, which is a 9 cost song. Sing together 9, return up to 3 character costs from a discard to your hand. You pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. And you have so many singers in this deck. Even if you have 2 Ariels out, you can immediately sing this and then get the value that you need back, or something that got traded. You will probably say, oh my gosh, this deck looks fun, but it doesn't look competitive. Try it out yourself. I really recommend you to try this deck out. If you don't believe me, it plays absolutely amazing. I love this deck. It's great. We also have 4 Brawl, but I think this is just necessary against green decks to get rid of Diablo and stuff like that. Yeah, so these were my competitive decks. I think they can hold a candle against stuff that will never die, like red blue or red purple and green steel discard and stuff like that. And so Steel Song. And yeah, let's go on to the 2 semi-competitive lists. And yeah, the first one is my signature color, which is the Amber Sapphire. And I called this one full ramp because it just goes ham. You will see very soon. On 1, you either drop a Popsicle or a Pluto, preferably the Pluto, and then you cheat to play a Pleekly on 2 because you pay 1 less, and you eat the Pluto, and then you have a 3/4 on board, and you have many ink to work with. And then you can either draw a card which you can scry with Grammatala, or you can ramp even more with Raleigh, which is a new card. 4 mana, 2/3 quests for 1 support. When you play this card, you may put a character card from your discard into your Inkwell face down exerted. Because we banished our own Pluto on turn 1, we will most probably always have a character card in the discard when this thing goes up, or when the Pleekly got removed or stuff like that. And so yeah, this is another ramp option. And then we just have only bombs in this deck. The Gaston is amazing because it can't be removed by a Medusa Brawl, stuff like that. Then we have the Tamatoa for recursion with the Popsicles. We have the Stitch, who draws us cards. And we have the Radigan to close out the game, which is a new card, 8 mana, 7/6 quest for 4 ward. At the end of your turn, if you didn't put any cards into your ink with this turn, banish this character. We never banish this because we will always ink every turn. Inking is very important for this deck. It runs 15 uninkables, but we need the uninkables for the removal because we have 4 Hades and 4 Let It Go and 4 World's Greatest Criminal Mind, because we have the problem in yellow-blue that we don't have that much removal. And so yeah, what are our options on 2? If we sometimes don't have the Pleekly, we can now also play the new card Ludwig van Drake, or Von Drake. I don't know what it's the English pronunciation, I'm sorry. It's 2 cost 1/1 quest for 1, but it has 2 amazing effects. I mean, this card has been discussed at length in all podcasts by now, and it tops all the lists. I mean, yeah, of course, the color combination isn't the strongest, but this card maybe makes it work. When you play this character, chosen opponent reveals the hand and discards a non-character card of your choice, basically a bare necessities, and when this character is banished, you may put this card into your Inkwell face down and exert it, which is basically a Grammatala from set 1. So it's ramp and removal in 1 card, and it's on a body. I really love this card, and I hope it makes our color combination work. To round out the deck, we can also play Develop Your Brain on 1, or to search something for the combo pieces. We have Sail for additional ramp on 2, and we have 1 Visions if we need a certain answer or to close out the game with the dime, which is our win condition, of course. Just slam the red again and then dime tap it. It's like an aerial, but it's inkable. I mean, you could include aerial, but you only have 5 items in this deck, so I don't think aerial will work all the time. Because I think red-blue items will still be a very great deck. And therefore, yeah, in my opinion, the Radigan works better. And you can ink it in the early game if you don't need it. And because you have 4, you will always have find one. Yeah, let's go on to the next semi-competitive deck, which is blue-green Oswald items. I really love this deck and have tested this to bits. This has 20 uninks, and you will say this is definitely unplayable from the unink count, but I tell you it is, because of the hidden ink caster, firstly, and secondly, because of the fact that you are fine if you stick 1 or 2 Oswalds, because they will cheat everything anyway. It's so crazy. And of course, Quill makes this work as well, because you can get rid of your uninks. So how does the deck function? You play on 1 Popsicle or Monsieur Dark, and then on 2 you preferably wanna slam your Oswald. Additionally, you can also play a Chicha or an Ursula as options, so that you have 8 plays on turn 2, or you can play Sail, of course, so that you have even more on 2, or Incaster, so there are many options on 2. On 3, you can play a Kid to slow down the tempo, but preferably you want to slam down a Fishbone Quill, and double ink to get going with your Oswald. We have 33 items, and the things we want to cheat, of course, with the Oswald is the Lucky Dime, one of the 2, the Maurice Workshop, to redraw, and these 2 cards which interact with the enemy. Because you say green-blue doesn't have the greatest interaction with the enemy, this is correct. We have Hideaway against locations, Havalums and Woozles against aggro decks, but these 2 cards are absolutely crazy, just believe me. If you have 2 Emerald Chromicons out, the game is basically over, because you don't exert anything, you just leave your characters up, the Chicha will draw you cards, the Oswald will cheat your items, stuff like that. And if the enemy decides to remove your stuff with actions or songs, you just bounce their whole board back. If you have 2 Chromicons out and they kill one of your minions, or rather banish, sorry, you can bounce 2 of theirs back. And so they will not even have a board anymore. And yeah, the Megabot functions in a different way. If you have to exert something at some point, or if the enemy plays a Purple Elsa or stuff like that, or you exert stuff that you don't need anyway anymore, like your Ursula, your Dark, your Kid, your Scrooge, your Wardrobe or stuff like that, then something will be damaged. And yeah, you just banish this and banish the chosen damaged character. And you say, oh my gosh, does this work? Yes, it works. I have tested it at length, and if you can cheat out enough of these, it's totally fine. And then you say, how do I get it back? You don't even need to, because you will so often cheat that many items that you will have enough. In the late game, you can also cheat Scrooges, or end the game with Thermatora Dime Tap, which is the most often thing that you will OTK your opponent. Or now you also have the option to OTK with Geppetto. What does he do? He's a 5-cost 4/4 inkable quest for 2, but he says whenever this character quests, you may choose and discard any number of item cards to gain 1 lore for each item card discarded this way. And with 33 items, you will always have items in hand. And yeah, it functions a little bit like a dime tap, where you can sometimes discard like 3, 4, 5 items, depending on how many workshops you have out, how many hand cards you have. You say, how do I get so many hand cards? Because I only have 1 Chicha. It's the new card, the Wardrobe. Choose and discard an item card, draw 2 cards. It always is a +1, and together with Workshop and Popsicle Recursion, this will spiral out of control very quick. If you have, if you don't have enough draw and you say, yeah, I want to have a little bit more, just scrap 1 Kid and 1 Geppetto, include 2 more Chichas, and then you will see it will be absolutely enough. even against this card. Yeah. So let's come to the fun decks right now. The first one is a global deck, which are called Frozen Lockdown. It only has 9 uninks, which is great because it will never brick with this. And on one, you just slam the new Palace card, which we already talked about, or Popsicle and Bell. And then on 2, preferably, we want to ramp with Sail. I was a little bit greedy in this list because I only included 6 1-drops in the 2 Palace cards and 4 Popsicles, and for Sail, so only 4 2-drops, because our next turn is really important, because we want to lock down the board, and we have several options for that. If we miss ramp and play double 1-drop on 2, we can play an Ursula on 3 to set up the lockdown. Many people don't play this card, so I will read it. It's a 3 ink 3/3 uninkable quest for 1. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't ready at the start of their next turn. And then, yeah, all the other cards basically do the same. The Anna, when you play this character, chosen opposing character can't ready at the start of your next turn. The new Bruno Madrigal, 4 mana, 3/4 inkable quest for 1. When you play this character, chosen opposing character can't ready at the start of the next turn. The Elsa does this, the big Elsa does this, and yeah, you see the connections. We have also Draw in Anna and Friends, and we have Refill in They Never Come Back, and also the freeze effect, and we have Removal in the new card Into the Unknown, a 3 mana inkable song, which can be sung by Bell on turn 1 even, which is unnecessary turn 1, but just so you know that it's possible. Put chosen exerted character into their player's inkwell face down exerted. So if they ever quest with something that we want gone, we now have the option to, which is great. And now you say, how are we winning? We are just locking their board down and then they are removing our characters maybe. We are winning with locations. You just slam a Queen's Castle or a Manor at some point, and the probability that it will stick is very high, because not many people are running Cuscos or Hideaways right now. No one is playing the Grey Simba from Steel, the big one, and yeah, a Maui doesn't even clear one of these because he only has 6 attack power. So yeah, you know what I mean. These will stick eventually, and the enemy will be locked down, and they will just quest for the victory. If you need to exert something with the Elsa, if you have to move damage markers, we have the Bell, and we can also shift the Bell, and I think this can definitely work. It's a little bit on the crazier side, but I think the concept isn't that bad. And you say it, maybe you say it has 2 less draw, could be true, but then you shouldn't forget that we can also put characters on the Queen's Castle and draw from that, or if you really want to, you can include 1 or 2 Finders Keepers, and then I think you will be fine as well, or some rabbits even, because we are only at 9 uninkables. And we don't need like genies, because we don't need the lore from the genie anyway, so rabbits will be way better in this deck. Last deck is a pet peeve of mine, which I wanted to make work for several sets now. And yeah, I think we have the necessary cards now. Bear with me, this is a crazy one. I called it Turn 4. It's 60 for 13 uninkables again, like the first 3 decks, which is funny. But yeah, I don't know how this happened. Bear with me now, please. Creparian, which is a Hearthstone content creator that switched to Battlegrounds at some point, made a deck which was one of his first decks in Hearthstone for Mage, which in my opinion was called Turn 8, because he wanted to finish the enemy's face with a spell with 10 damage to the face. And this is a little bit similar, because I want to have a big swing turn on turn 4. And how can we do that? First of all, we need to cycle to search our combo piece. Therefore, we have the 8 1-drops that are able to search it. And then we can also search on 2 with the Cinderella. Or we have another option to set up shift lanes with the Morph, or a little bit disruptive with the Ursula. And then the turn before the turn 4 will be the turn where we set up the play with the Scrooge or the Hey. The Hey ramps, and the Scrooge allows us to play the next action in the turn after for 1 less. And the action we want to play is the Return of Hercules. And then play the Return of Hercules either on turn 4 with 5 mana if we had the Hey, or on turn 4 for 4 ink because we had the Scrooge, and cheat out something very big that can close out the game very quickly. Either the new Mickey Mouse, which would be the best case scenario, 10 mana uninkable 10/10 quest for 5 Bodyguard. When this character is banished, d5 damage to each opposing character. Or the Prince Philip, 9 mana inkable 6/6 quest for 3 evasive, and when you play this character, banish all opposing damaged characters. Or the Milo Thatch, 7 uninkable 4/4 quest for 3. When this character is banished, return all opposing characters to their player's hands. Or the Maui, the new Maui, 6 inkable 4/4 quest for 3. When this character is banished, choose one, put 2 damage counters on all opposing characters, banish all items or all opposing locations. We can also even cheat the Clarabelle, but on turn 4 I wouldn't recommend this because she's only great for refill, but on turn 4 we want to have something that just overwhelms the enemy. The Maui does damage, the Milo puts everything of him back, the Prince Philip probably clears some things, and the Mickey Mouse basically clears everything. And so if we ever get stuck, we can wheel for a full new hand. We have Disruption in the Kid and the Ursula. We can stop B-Preps with Pete. And we can also even get the Return of Hercules back if we played it once and just can't find it anymore with the Donald Duck. Whenever this character is challenged, you may return an action card that isn't a song card from your discard to your hand. Which many people overlooked last set. And also you say now, okay, what if you don't get the Return of Hercules? What if you don't find it in the early game? You can just play a normal game. Play one of your 1-drops, then play a Morph, then play maybe a Kid on 3, and then play Shift maybe a Milo on 4, or play a 1 and a 3 or 2 2-drops on 4. And then you can also on 5 shift the Clarabelle, on the Morph, or on 6 the Prince Philip. So because of the Morph, this deck has alternative lines that can also make the deck work. And yeah, I think it's worth a shot and worth a try, and looks very amazing and fun. The Return of Hercules obviously has the downside that the enemy gets a card as well for free, which is probably a good card as well, maybe even an expensive one if we're playing against a ramp deck. But normally and at the beginning of meta, most decks are a little bit on the faster side, and so I don't expect you to face that many crazy ramp decks, like for instance blue green Mufasa OTK deck or something like that, where he cheats Mufasa and you lost on the spot or something like that. That won't happen probably. Yeah, so I would love for you to give these decks a try. Have fun trying them out. Let me know in the comments what you think of them. And yeah, have fun with set 8. I would love for you to leave a like or a follow or a comment. Would help me out very much. And shout out to my new team, Brick. Goodbye.